Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome, everyone, from Bonk Stream. Hi. Good to see y'all. Hopefully Bonk already shilled the TS tournament going. But happy TS Tuesday, everybody. Glad to see everyone. I know everyone's coming over here as I'm like not allowed to queue. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but that's okay. Am I related to Caution? No. I just happen to own a black TST beanie. I think that's where the similarity comes from, but that's probably about it. It's cool during this period of the MMR. I can talk through the Ramp Magic deck anyway. I wanted to use this stream just to like do a true walkthrough and answer questions people have and sort of let people know why it's as OP as it is. And then once matchmaking gets enabled, I'll actually play some games with it. Yo, Aftermath, what's up? Life is good. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Logo, you had to clear the version when this happened. I mean, yeah, I guess I can try that again. It's not PTR. They announced that they're doing maintenance. I just don't know how long it's gonna go. Like if I go over to here, we've got they say in the status updates here, right, that they're fixing this ruined ass issue where it was still giving burn +2. So they said, hey, at 8:15 they're gonna be disabling ability to queue. I don't know how long it takes to push the fix, but usually they're pretty quick. So I don't expect it'll be down too long. I think it'll be okay. That's fine. In the meantime, since I was going to do this anyway, goal of this stream is to sort of walk through the Ramp Magic deck, go through in detail about why this deck is so powerful. You can see here I had a 97.4% win rate. I went 38-0 with it. On a previous version, I'd gone 59-0 with it before taking a loss. So the win rate of the deck that I have during weekend ranked is somewhere in this like 98%-ish win rate. So obviously insanely high. So I just want to be able to walk through. But all right, going through just like card by card and talking through like why they're in there and how to mulligan specifically. So the one thing to note about my list, I'm just going to jump into it, that's probably different than some other Ramp Magic lists, is I actually don't have that many top-heavy cards. So cards that cost 7+, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 7 cards in this deck that cost more than 6. So that's another 23 cards that cost 6 or less. I think people think of Ramp Magic as like super, super top-heavy. It's really not. It's actually super consistent. In the early game, there's tons and tons and tons of low-cost cards that you have options to take. And that's part of why the win rate is so crazy high, right? It's really tough to not have answers in the early game so that you can get to these late game pieces that really no deck can answer right now. They're just kind of guaranteed wins. It's part of the reason the deck is pretty overpowered and more consistent than it should be. So the cards you're usually mulliganing for. So let's all just go matchup by matchup. So like Nature, for instance. How many cards would I want to keep? So obviously I'd want to keep any of the cheap creatures like Shadow Scryer. Either of the bolts against any zoo deck is great to get you to the late game. Sip is great as long as you have any cheap creature. I'll keep 1 Sip literally no matter what, even if I have no creature in hand, and just use the Clear Mind God Power to make sure I find a cheap creature to stick it on, just because it's so great to have both a ramp and a card draw. Then you got your other ramp, Guardian of the Gates, Manitoad, on creature bodies too. Sometimes the creature bodies matter. I know they were talking about nerfing Manitoad, but having a 3/1 body is super relevant against Nature because it trades really well with things like Black Jaguar. Manitoad can also be really good against any of your opponents that do play Pyramid Warden. You can really punish it by just playing Manitoad and then running it into the Pyramid Warden, then using one of the bolts, getting your Manitoad back for the extra ramp because it's on an Afterlife. Then Portal Wrangler is probably the most well-rounded card Magic has. I think this may be the most OP card Magic has. You probably want to just throw it in every Magic deck you ever make. 4 mana 3/4 is not a terrible body, and then you get a sort of ridiculous effect of being able to copy the thing that was played last. With the added benefit of obviously if it was a 2-cost thing off Ray, it keeps the 2 cost. If it got buffed by your opponent, like let's say your opponent plays a creature and then buffs it, and that was the last creature played, you can drop a Portal Wrangler. Like for example, if you're playing against like Chosen One's Light or something, and they've been pumping it, and they drop their giant Chosen One creature, you can just drop a Portal Wrangler, and then you have the exact same Chosen One creature. So just super flexible, and also just like a 4-mana 3/4 that gets you another creature to play in the early game versus Zoo, also great. Then one last ramp at Well of Power, because you really want to ramp heavy to 6, because 6 is where you have your board clears to make sure you don't lose to aggro. So double Asterisk Implosion, 1 Archimedes Mirror, which is an amazing card versus nature, especially with all the confused cards that they have, because they tend to run into the mirror. This can even sometimes act as like a double clear, right? Because a lot of times, one confused creature will run into this and it'll clear their board, but it won't kill the mirror, and the mirror will stay up and then be able to clear again, or they will have to use removal to kill the mirror, which then kills tempo. The deck that I was running before, this is the one card that's sort of a flex, I guess. Like this Crystal Rain here, I was trying it to just be more consistent versus aggro. This is the one card you can sort of play around with, I think. The other 29 cards of the list, I think, are the core of the deck. Then you've got, on the creature side, so Pyramid Warden is obviously an MVP in any control deck. Early frontline is amazing. Axewoman, great versus pretty much everything. Again, the only really cheap wide access Blitz creature, just more removal. I played 1 Demonologist and just always keep it in the opening mulligan so that you can then find your Demogorgon more consistently. Again, Demo is how you make sure you win versus, say, Soulburn Death, right? Like as soon as you drop the Demo, it's tough for them to come back because all of a sudden you heal for the damage it does immediately on your turn, and then they either kill it, which is very difficult for Soulburn Death to do, or they're going to allow you to heal even more every time it attacks. And if they do kill it with a creature, then that's even more health that you got from them running the creature into your leech creature. And then the ways that you finish the game, right? So Hawaiian Elite can usually finish the game versus any aggro deck. Just 10 damage is ridiculous. The front line sometimes is valuable versus nature, just to make sure you don't die when you drop it. They have a really tough time killing tall things. And then the AOM to beat controlless. So that's basically how it works. Obviously, the mulligans are very situation dependent, and there's some nuance to playing this in terms of like when you use your pips, how you save your resources, all that sort of stuff, right? So like if I'm mulliganing, the cards that I would literally never mulligan away would be Well of Power, which I know is weird because it costs 5, but it's really only useful if you play it on curve. And it's great to get a mana lock and draw a card. It gets you closer to potential board clears against everything. So no matter what the matchup is, you always want Well of Power. No matter what the matchup is, you pretty much always want Demonologist. Just the guaranteed demo draw plus a decent creature on curve is super useful in pretty much every matchup you will ever have. So I pretty much never mulligan the Demonologist away. Pyramid Warden, pretty much the same thing. Yeah, there's no reason you would ever want a Pyramid Warden later in the game. The earlier in the game you get Pyramid Warden, the better, because the downside of the Afterlife is not as bad, so you pretty much always keep that. You also pretty much always keep Manitoad, and Guardian of the Gates, and Sip. Sip, the only reason you don't is if like there's 2 Sips in the opening cards. Sometimes it's difficult to play both of them if you don't have any creatures, so I might throw one back. But if I have 1 Sip in opening hand, I will always leave it there. Shadow Scryer is another one. You, again, never throw back. The only reason I can think of that I would ever throw it back was if opponent played 2x Onyx Nightblade, because that's really the only card that removes this easily. It's just a super sticky early creature that then allows you to stick a Sip of Elixir on it. In addition to the underrated ability to 4C1 literally every turn, and just continually smooth your draw. Again, just makes the deck so consistent. I would also probably never throw back one of the bolts, unless I already have a handful of the other cards, and I don't think I need the removal, and I just want to search for more toads or other mana locks, right? Like and certainly against like control mirrors, right? Like you don't need the bolts versus control mirrors. You're just looking for card draw. You're looking for ramp, that sort of stuff, right? The only other thing that's maybe a little weird is like if you're going against Death control deck, board wipe Death. I pretty much always keep Fray in opening hand, because there's some matchups. Same thing with the mirror, actually. I think it's probably worth keeping Fray in the opening hand a lot of the time, assuming you have some other ramp in hand, because the way you're going to win that matchup is really fraying into your AOM and getting the 1-turn kill of a 2-cost Avatar of Magic, and then a 2-cost spell, and then you have 5 more mana to just beam for 25, and that's going to be a 1-turn kill most of the time. And you can actually set that up super consistently with the amount of 4C in the deck from both Clear Mind and Shadowscry. So yeah, that's me talking a lot about how this works. Obviously, Circe is also pretty great, both as like a board clear against aggro, which is super versatile in the sense that like it's a board clear that goes through ward because it's a creature, but it also has 4C3, which is great for setting up frays. So like a lot of times it's good to hold a Circe until you have your fray, then play the Circe so that you can 4C3 to set up the fray roar to get into Avatar of Magics and Hawaiian Elites to cost 2. And then, as I mentioned, sometimes when they cost 2, you can then go into Portal Wrangling it. So there's a bunch of ways to win in the end game with this. It's also very difficult to lose against aggro decks just because of how sort of consistent this early package of cards is. Like the bolts are awesome at making sure you don't take too much damage early. And then it's not too hard to find things like Astric Implosion and Archimedes Mirror. Especially if you really need to, you can Clear Mind, right? Which adds added survivability because you're protecting your god. And you're foreseeing 2, right? It's just like really, really hard to not find the cards you need with how flexible this package is. I know that the nerfs that have been talked about were basically like Astric Implosion costing 7, which will definitely hurt the deck against aggro. Archimedes Mirror, I would probably just try playing 2 of them, but it's not quite as good, right? There are ways to deal with this, whereas you can't always deal with Astric. And then the Mana-Toad having 2 attack, which is makes it susceptible to things like Light's Levy and Umber Era, as well as just not being as good at the trade. But yeah, this is the deck that's just like super consistent. It probably does need some of those nerfs, just because like to be honest, I don't know what has like a truly good matchup against it. Like I think if you tech hard against it, you can probably get to like 50-50 matchups versus it. But I'm not sure you can do anything to like really guarantee wins versus this deck, whereas it's just gonna win like every time versus things like Nature. Okay, Yoda's saying he was able to queue. Yep, here we go. The update is now live. So with that, do I have anyone in chat that wants to take this deck on? What I'd like to be able to do is play this deck versus different archetypes, and the best way to do that is for people in chat to sort of queue into me with the deck of choice. Right now I haven't played anything, so whatever you want to play is good, and I'll sort of rotate through people. So Logo and All Day Done seem down, so let's do it. Logo, you messaged first. You want to start with looks like All Day Done wants to do Death Aggro. We can do that second. Logo, you want to just do, I mean, what do you want to do, Logo? Copper Pitch asks, do I mentally count where AOM is? Yes, is the short answer. As soon as I send it to the bottom of the deck, I keep notes as to every card I send below that, so I know exactly where it is in deck, so that when I fray, I'm actually literally 100% guaranteed the 2-mana AOM. And I make sure I don't draw it beforehand, because I know literally exactly where it is. So yes, I do count. And I'll show that if I get to that on the when we do a control mirror here. Soul Shatter, yeah, you can play Control Deception against me. That's actually a pretty tough one, so we can do that later. Okay, so who's first? Oh, so Logo, you want to play Deception? Okay. Are you going to play Aggro Deception or a Control version? Aggro? Okay, cool. And just for clarity, this is the list I'm going to run. So the one I just showed you, I had the Crystal Rain as a 5-drop. As I mentioned, that's like the one card that can change. I'm going to try out Porphyron. I kind of like this as like a decent card against control variants, and I think that like if I was going to play again in Weekend Rank, this is probably what I might want to try. Just because I think more people might be trying to like play some control variants to beat control magic. So I think this is this is the list I'm gonna try to run. But otherwise, this is exactly the list I logged through. I just changed out a Crystal Rain for a Porphyron. All right. So yeah, Logo, whenever you're ready, we'll go first. Use code BONK, since everyone came from Bonk's stream, and we're doing TS Tuesday. This is the code of TS Tuesday. Make sure I got the correct list in here. All right. So game one, aggro deception. To be honest, I'm not sure I've ever lost versus aggro deception with this list. Ramp magic is really, really strong. Just has so much removal that it's kind of tough for ramp magic, or sorry, for aggro deception to pull through. Most aggro deception lists also run either 2 Shadow of Lethanons or 2 of the 3/1 hidden, which makes the Blast Wave God Power. This is like the one matchup where I generally choose Blast Wave. You can choose to Clear Mind as well, and it's not bad. But being able to deal with the hidden creatures pretty much whenever you need to is a big benefit. So this is the one Blast Wave matchup generally. All right, so we definitely don't want Porphyron. Sip is fine. You actually don't. This is also one matchup where you really don't need to ramp all that much, but I also don't really need 2 bolts. 1 bolt is fine. You really only need 1 bolt for something like if they play the 4/2 that keeps getting health, which I'm terrible with card names. But this is a good hand, right? There's no reason for me to keep digging. I've got a Scryer into a Sip into a bolt. Always got the Blast Wave God Power. This seems good. I'm going second, but it doesn't matter too much with this deck. It's pretty rare that anyone has the ability to go around it. There is some downside to picking Blast Wave, which is like I can't guarantee my draws. So like this is the one time where it is possible that I could just like draw all my big cards, after whatever my initial mulligan is. But you have to get super unlucky because, like as I mentioned, there's only 7 cards that cost 7 or more. It's just not that much. So the reason Shadow Scryer is such an amazing 1-drop is there's literally almost no way to remove it instantaneously. The only way to do it is an Onyx Nightblade. Otherwise, you need 2 creature-related sources of damage. The other reason it's so good is you can see here, like it just makes your draws better, right? Like I was worried about drawing big things, but I immediately am foreseeing my Hawaiian Elite to the bottom of the deck. It just makes my draws much more consistent. So for now, I can go ahead and sip this just to make sure that whenever it dies, I'm getting the draw that I want. I actually want to keep this alive to keep the 4C. Next turn, I will be able to Blast Wave and Bolt if I want. It depends on what other creature is played as to whether the Blast Wave can take the protected off of this or not. But we'll see. Aftermath, do I think devs didn't foresee how beneficial Foresight would become? Probably, right? Like, 4C is just such... It's just, like, the more cards you add, the better it gets, right? It just makes the decks so consistent. Which doesn't matter so much when you're, like, at the beginning tiers of players, but as you get, like, more and more knowledge of matchups and, like, what's important, it becomes, obviously, a bigger deal. Okay, so what can I do here? If I want to, I can actually double bolt. I can tracking bolt for 1 everything into a Star Shard on this, which is probably what I want to do. I just want to make sure this dies. I actually don't mind having a second tracking bolt here, so I'm just going to leave this on top for now. So we really just need to kill this, right? This is the one thing that could screw us over, so we're going to get rid of it. We need to use this because the Blast Wave doesn't hit it, right? So we do this into our Star Shard here. We're also getting some decent favor. I'll probably want this Briar just because there's usually some relics that Deception plays. I don't particularly need to run this in. I'm going to have 5 mana no matter what. I could get to 6, but I don't need it for anything right now. So we're just going to hit for 1 and gain some more favor. See if he wants to kill this. Otherwise, I'm going to get more 4C. Okay, so this is fine. I've got an answer for it and another bolt just chilling here, so I'm not going to take too much damage. Demo is probably fine here. Like, once it lands, I think I win for the most part. And I'm already getting close to the amount of mana I need. Like, this is 1 mana, this is another mana. I'm already at 4, 5. So, like, I'm getting close to being able to play it. I'm okay with leaving this on top. Actually, I am going to use one of these pips for a quick blast wave here, just to make sure I can kill this if needed. And now I feel like pretty good about where we're at here. I'm not at risk of taking like too much damage. I'm getting close to being able to play a demo. Usually aggro deception doesn't have too much late game that I have to be too worried about. Okay, that's another draw and a mana pip. Plus we now have ward on our god, so even if they do play Cutthroat Insight, there's no way to steal this demo. This is why Blast Wave is good here, so I don't even need to waste this Tracking Bolt, right? Like, I can just, to 1 damage everything, I can literally just Blast Wave this away. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're just going to Blast Wave that down. I don't really need to use this Portal Wrangler right now, to be honest. I can just Star Shard Bolt. I think I'm actually going to take this, just because I'm not too worried about the other cards. And I want to have an answer in case they drop one of the relics. I could Tracking Bolt here, but I don't actually need to. Like, this isn't a very threatening thing for him to have up. I'm okay with just leaving this here and just saving this for something that might be a little more threatening later. Next turn I can pip into demo, so we're already up to demo. We're at 20 health. Like, this now is threatening, but now I'll remove it, right? Now that it's a 5/4, that's fine. I'll make sure to remove it. All right, there were no extra threats played, so I can actually just drop the demo here, get the 3 damage in. It's good to get the guaranteed heal here. Then I'm setting up the Blast Wave removal for this, which is easy. Aftermath says packs in 15. You mean like the ability to buy packs is turned back on? Is that what you mean? Yeah, 7% left. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, what do I want to do here? So I'm probably going to trade this in here, make sure I gain 3. Then I can just Tracking Bolt and Blast Wave these last 2 things away. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do that. And then I can actually drop a Mana Toad as well, so why not? And now this game is just really tough to lose, right? Like, 2 cards left in opponent's hand. I've got a board. I mean, they can deal with it with cheat, but I've got 21 health. I've got cards in hand to play. Yeah, I'm actually curious how fast these packs are going to go. It took a while for, like, you could buy packs of Trial of the Gods going back for, like, months, right, before we had the influx of players. But I know a lot of people have been waiting for quite a while for packs to be up. All right, so we hit here. Now we've got this giant threat out. This is pretty much game, right? Like, I'm just going to win a race at this point. Aftermath, how would a Deception Steel deck fare? Better than aggro. Like, aggro death really has basically 0 shot at winning this matchup. So this is why I kept the Briar earlier, just kill stuff like this. I could drop this, but there's really just no need to. We'll just go ahead and drop a Sip. 280,000 worth of packs. Is that what 7% works out to? Yeah. I think I probably agree with Copper. Like, I guess the question is like how many people that came in that wave that like never had the chance to buy packs and wanted to have just been like waiting for this point, right? Like it could sell out. I think I tend to agree with you that it probably you've got a little bit of time, but could be wrong for sure. All right. I guess I'm just gonna go face here. Do I need to? I mean, I can. Yeah, I might as well just like start going for lethal here. Portal Wrangler, the thing that gives me more attack, and drop 2 creatures. I guess it's only 1 attack because it was flipped, but that's fine. The Sam Bam, are they selling on IMX or the GU website? It's the GU website is where you can buy the packs. I'm pretty I mean, IMX didn't exist when they were initially doing packs, but I don't think there's anywhere on IMX to buy the packs. I think you buy them on the GU website, and then they just mint the cards to IMX, is my understanding. Yeah, there we go. We got some confirmation that it's on the GU website. Okay, so here's a Reflection Elementals. This would be good. This is like generally good against Ramp Magic, but it's probably a little too late at this point. That said, I don't actually have lethal here. He's got 6 damage. I don't think there's any way for him to burst me down, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play the Avatar of Magic, force him to remove that, and then go ahead and go face. And true, Aftermath, yeah, sometimes it can take a while after you buy them to actually see them. It depends just how long it takes everything to flow through. I expect this might get Hunting Trapped, but then I've still got lethal, so they need to have something else. I don't know what this one card is, but I doubt it's going to prevent lethal. Yeah, I mean, this I literally have an answer sitting in the Sanctum, so it's fine. Take this, flip for lethal. Alright, GG logo. Like I said, I don't actually think there's much chance for aggro deception in this matchup. It's just nearly unwinnable with the amount of answers that Ramp Magic has at its disposal. So Reflection Elemental is definitely decent, but that's a tough one. Oh, okay. We got the download going. Download is complete. Yeah, Copper. I could have Asterisk too. There were multiple ways for lethal there, but I would say like once I got to the demo, the game was just over. It wasn't too concerning. Do I think the Manitoad changes are too weak? No. I think it's probably good. It forces you to play around a lot more than before, right? Like, anytime I would play light, I always felt fine dropping Manitoads, and now I won't. Anytime I faced Deception, I felt fine dropping Manitoads, and now I don't, right? If it's a 2-1, because I need to worry about Umber Arrow, I need to worry about Light's Levy. I actually think it's a pretty good change. Like, it forces you to think more. It forces more interesting interactions in the game that wouldn't have been there before. It also doesn't allow for as good trades, right? Yeah, it impacts the nature matchup for sure. So no, I like the move from it to the 2-1. So I think it's a pretty good nerf. I know they're looking to nerf Asterisk as well. I don't know exactly how they're going to nerf it, but we'll see. Oh yeah, I think even a 2-1 is fine. But yeah, the Lion, I think this general nerf makes sense whenever it goes through. I know I just downloaded an update. I don't know if that means that. I think they were thinking about pushing it through tomorrow. I want to say is what I saw. So, well, yeah, I think if this is just changing rune depths, then no big deal. All right, so that's the matchup versus aggro deception. Like I said, nearly unlosable. All right, who wants to queue in with something else? Who is next? I think there might have been like an aggro death in here. I know we had a few people that wanted to queue in with different things. Well, they done. You're queued up with aggro death. All right, cool. Go bonk again. Yeah, Soul Shadow. You can go after. All right. So this matchup is actually losable for Ram Magic. Like aggro death can get there for sure. It's a little tougher. Chemiker, do I just reach Mythic with Wellcore Ram Magic? Do I think the nerfs will make Wellcore Ram Magic decks unplayable? I mean, unplayable is a strong word, but it'll be a heavy nerf. It's a much heavier nerf for if you don't have Genesis, obviously. So yeah, you're gonna pick Clear Mind versus Death because once you do get the board cleared, you need to be able to prevent them from bursting you just with their God power, and getting your God protected is pretty important. And also make sure you can try to find your demos and board clears as needed. So here, Double Pyramid Warden is a nice start. It's gonna prevent a bunch of early damage, and then I just want ramp. So I will get rid of the demo here. Shadow Scryer is actually nice. So I'm playing first, which means dropping this without the pip is important. So I'm actually okay with this, just like a ton of damage prevention, and then this will allow me to foresee to find my ramp. So I think this is a good start. No reason to waste any more charges, no reason to take any more risk. We're going to play this. On Your Knees nerfs. These are like potential nerfs. They haven't been pushed yet. But there's talks about making Manitoba 2-1. There's talks about making Asterisk cost 7 on the PTR. They haven't been pushed yet. They're not finalized, but it's just talks at this point. All right, so we got this out to start. And our hand's obviously really good here, right? We curve out from this into Pyramid Warden to protect ourselves into Manitoba. Ooh, actually. So now what I can do is just pip into Manitoad. Then I can use Shadow Scryer and Axewind to clear this and get the Manitoad back for another piece of ramp. I like that. I actually think I'm going to leave the Demogorgon on top because now that I know that I have all this to get me there, plus two pieces of ramp, I'm pretty confident I can get 7. So we're actually going to leave this on top. Do I want to pip though? I think I do. I just want to guarantee that this dies first. If I play the Pyramid Warden, then his Pyramid Warden bumps into it. And then by the time I play Manitoad, I actually don't get it to die in time to get it back. But this is one of the things that's like, again, I think most people probably don't think of when they think of ramp magic. It's just like, how do you maximize your ramp? Okay, so he's got the double Pyramid Warden to start too, which is good. It's a good start by all day. Luckily he played 2 of them, so I can just pick the other one. Star Shard Bolt's good here. I'll definitely leave that so I can kill the other Warden. He's got a high health thing for me to target with it. So I could play Pyramid Warden here, or I could just guarantee. I think I just want to guarantee I get the Manitoad back immediately. So we're going to go ahead and use the Axewoman to guarantee that that's back while it's the only creature in my void. So we already ramped once. Now we're getting the Manitoad back to be able to ramp again. We've got a Demogorgon in hand. I'd say this is looking pretty good. Lion, you've never seen a Pyramid Warden get back a Pyramid Warden? It happens quite a bit, actually. I've definitely had games where it goes back and forth with Pyramid Wardens like 5 or 6 times before eventually more creatures get into voids. So yeah, it's more common than you'd think. It happens a lot, yeah. It's just, obviously, it's like such a good early drop that both people are always going to keep it early, so it happens a bunch. Copper, if Asterisk is removed or nerfed to death, do I play Faraday Cage? I think I prefer Crystal Rain, probably, just to make sure I hit everything the opponent has, and I don't need to have a creature on board myself. Like I don't want to leave something that they have up with 2. Plus, the 4C1 is actually surprisingly useful for Crystal Rain, so I kind of think Crystal Rain is probably just better, personally. All right, so we're gonna run the Toad in first, and then Star Shard Bolt this, try to get the Toad back again. We could also get the Shadow Scryer back, which is fine, to be honest. Okay, we got the Scryer back. I would have preferred the Toad, but this isn't, like, terrible. But yeah, now we can get this out. I don't really need to trade this in here. Like, I just don't care about this 1-2, if I'm being honest. I'd rather start gaining some favor. Maybe try to get this Valve Champions. If I need to trade this later, I can. Oh, and for everyone that's looking to buy Trials packs, good luck in your packs for sure. Okay, so all day he's gonna get a bunch of 3-2s, but it doesn't matter too much, if I'm being honest. We don't need a fray here. We're gonna win before that probably. Okay, so I can clear mind here and then drop all my creatures. Let's see what we're gonna get. I don't really need a sip anymore. Like, I'm already gonna be at 7 mana. I do like having the Cersei as a board clear though, so we're just gonna get rid of the sip. We don't really need it anymore. We'll make sure to trade this in here just so it doesn't die immediately to the burn. We'll take the good trade now, and then we will kill the other creature that can push through any damage here, and get a little more favor. And we'll take this because it's a tiny bit of burst that we prevent our opponent from having. And then we're looking pretty good. See what our opponent gets back from our Pyramid Warden. So that's the 3-3 from the card. This is our Pyramid Warden going infinite, as you guys said. Let's see what, I mean, we're just going to get more cards back from it, so that's fine. We've still got quite a bit of health, so even with that dangerous Ritual Burst, not a huge deal. It does bring our opponent closer to 15, which means that getting closer to getting the 6/6s on board for Possessed Acolyte. If I need to do the Valve Champions as heal, though. Tracking Bolt is pretty good here, actually. I've already got some 7 drops. I like the flexibility of having a Tracking Bolt in hand. We're going to leave that. If I wanted to, I could draw it right now if I need the extra damage. Like, I could do a 1 damage, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not bad, actually. It's not bad, but I don't really need to. I don't need to do the 2 damage either. I mean, I guess I could. I could do 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage. We'll just do that to be safe, to be honest. I don't mind getting an next one back. Let's see what we get. Yeah, we got our X1 back, so that's fine. Just keep clearing creatures off here. I don't mind that this is a 3-3. We'll see what second card our opponent gets back off this. Again, we don't really need the sip. It's fine though. In fact, why not? You know, we've got creatures here I want to trade, so just to get us closer to Flying Elite, I'm actually going to put the sip on top. Aftermath seems like I was fed up that I could get 25 out of 25. I mean, to your point, like, it just shouldn't be possible, right? Like, decks shouldn't be this consistent. If I'm being honest, when I'm playing on the weekend with this deck, like, a lot of times just, like, literally when I queue in and, like, I see its nature and it's just like, oh, well, that's a win. You know, I just need to, like, play the same way I've played for the last 1,000 games and it's, like, guaranteed. There's not that many decisions that are, like, super hard once you've got a lot of reps with the deck. Like, you're just kind of playing out patterns at that point, right? So just a little bit less interesting. All right, we're just going to clear the board here and then set up the demo for next turn. Plus we get 4C3 here. So yeah, next turn we've got demo on 7.5, then we can use SIP to get to 8. So I'm okay with pretty much all of these. I'm not sure I really need Asterisk at this point. Opponent's already at 12. We'll dump the Asterisk. I just want the big creatures. Alright, Afterbest saying pack buys are up, so good luck to everyone on your pack buys if you're gonna go in for that. Alright, so we're at 14, but so if I'm worried at all about burst, I can start dropping demos. So far I've seen one dangerous ritual and one sorry, that's actually both dangerous rituals and one brimstone. So there's only one brimstone left for additional burst. You guys are seeing that it's sold out? I'd be shocked if it literally sold out in like a minute. That seems like it's just a bug, probably. They probably just need to change that. Like, I don't know how long it'll take, but I can't imagine it's actually sold out. So we're trading into the lower health creature to make sure we gain 3. Get the full health here. But that should be game, I think. There's a demo out. I've got health. I'm dropping big stuff. Opponent's at 6. Okay, there's a return to the cave, but, I mean, again, I've got big creatures out. It's fine. Play another demo next turn if I need to, but doesn't really matter what I do here. Alright, GG all day. I mean, I guess I don't technically win immediately next turn, but I might as well. Just keep the life gain going. I take it there's no comment from Mutable yet about what's going on. I have to assume it's either a display bug or something. Mail said they're looking into it. Okay, yeah, there you go. All right, GG all day. Yeah, again, that's a tough one. You definitely can win, but especially if I play first and have a good hand, then like Magic's definitely still favored in this matchup, even versus Soulburn Death. So, what do I think about Photogenesis in nature decks? It's okay. The fact that it's random just like kind of kills your deck consistency. Like, it's not a bad card, right? Like you get 4 cards for effectively 1 mana in terms of tempo because you refresh 6. Just the fact that it's random that really hurts people. And yeah, obviously, yeah, you're all day. You know, Pyramid Wardens are tough to get through. I have an early Shadow Scryer. I had a bunch of Mana Toads brought back. That stuff. Okay, so on to the next matchup. I forget which deck was up next. Was it Control Deception? Was that what we're doing next? Soul Shatter, is it Control Deception you wanted to play? I forget. Code is always Code Bonk. But I forget what deck was you wanted to run. Okay, Control Deception, sure. So Control Deception is definitely another one that can beat this deck. May have one of the better shots to beat it, to be honest. It's not that common in the meta, which is why, like, most times on my weekend matches, I just don't run into a Control Deception. It struggles versus aggro generally. So you're just not going to run into it much, but it is pretty good in control mirrors. Not unbeatable, though. So I'll show you how I try to play this, but this one is definitely losable, for sure. So good luck, Soul Shatter. Definitely use Clear Mind here. You want to just be able to set up your draws. And then ideally, the actual best card to get is Guardian of the Gates, so you can get Ward on your god. This is actually a really strong start, though. I've got Warden early with some ramp and then more ramp, but I'm okay with this. I'm literally just going to leave it, make sure I don't get stuck with something in hand I don't want. Mojo's got a nature deck that's been winning. Yeah, we can try that after if you want. And yeah, budget ramp is not nearly as good as Genesis ramp. Like it's not even particularly close, to be honest. Genesis ramp is with demos. The Demogorgons specifically are kind of necessary to the archetype. Like if you don't have demos, you're going to lose a lot more. All right, so we're going to try to pick out double Pyramid Ward and get some early pressure, actually. Pyramid Wardens are pretty tough, generally, for Deception to deal with. So we've got our early pressure. We're going to get some early favor. I'm going to try to take away this Ironclad Minotaur more than likely if I can get to 25 favor first. Yeah, no, Hawaiian Elite also definitely crushes it for sure. Okay, what do I want to do here? So there's no way for me to get anything back off this, unfortunately. Because no matter what I attack into it, he can attack into one of the Pyramid Wardens, and then I get nothing. So that's unfortunate. I guess I might as well just clear it, to be honest. The other option is I just run this Axoman in, leave it as a 2/4, because then it doesn't allow the ping here, otherwise I'd get this back. So this is definitely attacking. Now the question is I could leave it like this, and then if he wants to use the cheat ping here, I do get this back. But okay, yeah, no, this is fine. Otherwise this is going to get pinged. I'm just going to leave it like this for now. Okay, Shady Merchant's interesting. It just keeps giving more relics to him. I'll try to kill it quickly. Okay, also the benefit of leaving that up was I now have targets for the SIP. I make sure that they don't get stolen, right? So I can actually get both SIPs off. We're going to get our double draw here. Just make sure that all these are Umber arrowable, right? So I just wanted to make sure I didn't get Umber arrowed. And then we're going to keep going face, getting some pressure. Assistant Alchemist and SIP first turn. Yeah, I mean, that's something we need in budget ramp for sure. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty tough if you don't have Demogorgons. The Sam Bam, it's not sold out, more than likely. More than likely it's just a display glitch. Niels has said she's looking into it. So it'll probably open up at some point. My guess is it's not actually sold out. Alright, so next turn our Pyramid Warden goes down, which gets them probably a Pyramid Warden back. I guess there's a Mimicus in here too. Which was, I assume, the original Pyramid Warden, or how we got a Pyramid Warden by copying me. I don't really need to drop this Axeman, so we're just going to drop a Willpower. We're getting to the point where I could get Cutthroat incited, but as long as I have multiple things drop and I can't Cutthroat incite everything, then it's fine. Right now, if I get Cutthroat incited, I assume the Elite would get stolen. But now, luckily, I've got the Shadow Scryer out. I can start foreseeing every turn if I want to. The only reason I haven't been is because I've been trying to actually apply some pressure. Like, opponent's already at 16. We're getting close on favor to get an Ironclad Minotaur out. I assume this is going to take the Hawaiian Elite, which is fine. We've got another Hawaiian Elite. We've still got AOM. One of the things you want to do versus aggro deception is actually try to be the aggressor if you are ramp magic. So they don't have as much like really strong removal, and they've only got the 2 demos for heal. So I definitely want to leave this on top. I want to prevent the second Cutthroat Insight from stealing anything from me. So next turn we'll drop that Guardian. Then after we drop the Guardian, they'll get us to exactly 8 mana. Hopefully we still have Ward on our God, which allows us to drop this Fray. And then after the Fray, I just want to find AOM or Hawaiian Elite, so we're going to get rid of this Portal Wrangler. But this is why the Cersei is so good. It just like sets up pretty much everything you could want. I would guess that our board is going to get cleared here by a Rapture Dance, but that's fine. So we got Rapture Dance. This gets hit by the Relic. Then I drop Guardian of the Gates and an Axwoman. Then I drop Frey with a Warded God, and hopefully that gets me something that closes out the game. But those are the types of setups that I go for here, right? Otherwise, I risk worse things happening. So now we've got Ward on our God. The worst case would be if he has one of the 1-mana spells to take off the ward, and then a second Cutthroat Insight, which is probably pretty unlikely given he's only 9 cards into his deck. I don't want this Asterisk either. I just want to hit one of the big threats. So the goal is next turn. We're exactly at 8 mana because of our Guardian. This is interesting, but I can just dump these bolts. Plus, I'm going to draw 2 more cards here. Porphyron's pretty good. Do I want Porphyron and Demo? I definitely want Porphyron. Actually, I don't think I need this Demo, to be honest. I prefer to try to find a Flying Elite or AOM. Okay, I got a Mirror, which isn't what I wanted, but that's okay. We are getting close to being able to kill opponent here. Plus, if I want to, I can also drop an Ironclad Minotaur to get Ward onto my God again. What I'll probably do is just dump this Mirror to the Bureaucrat, assuming it lives. This move, I have no idea how fast this card sale is going to go, to be honest. Unfortunately, Mutable is not known for glitch-free launches or resetting things up, so it's somewhat expected, I think. All right, so opponent's at 9. We do need to be able to get through this, but that's probably a good reason to keep the bolt and get rid of the mirror. Okay, Reconnaissance is good for our opponent there. We'll see what they got off the top. But it definitely helps keep them alive. Mana Toad is fine. I don't need this Mana Toad. I really don't need this mirror, though. I'm going to get rid of the mirror. It's not super useful here. In terms of what's in here, so I think pretty much everything in here is better than getting back this Axwoman, so we're going to Starshard Bolt first. Okay, 3/3 instead of a 2/3. Slight improvement. Really, I just wanted to drop this Porphyron. And I am going to want this Ironclad Minotaur just in case opponent drops Demo. And then we'll drop our Mana Toad. Alright, so opponent pretty much needs Demo here, I think. Shamaku, does he draw the 2-mana card? Oh no, it gets him the card that was on top of my deck. So he drew this Mana Toad. One of these cards is a Mana Toad. It draws the card on top of your deck when you do that. So yeah, I don't think that's going to be enough for him. He can trade in here and survive, but he has to get rid of this annoying Bureaucrat, I think. Well, now he can use the 2 mana to do something. I don't know what. Some removal. Okay, he's at 1. He's got 2 mana to remove this, or he needs to trade in. Okay, there's a Sleep Dart. So this is good for him because I have to get rid of either the Minotaur or what I draw. Which is actually getting pretty close to hard locking me, which would win with the Bureaucrat. So what do I want to do here? So I could actually lose this to a hard Bureaucrat lock. Oh wait, no, I just win. Sorry, this is asleep, and the Minotaur wakes it up. So that's just lethal. Yeah. Okay. It was very close though. He almost got me with the hard lock. Very, very close. GG. GG Soul Shatter. Almost had me with the Bureaucrat lock there. Like I said, that one's definitely losable, but you just play as the aggressor as aggro magic, and you can be aggressive, right? Like I don't need to go all the way down to AOM right now. Yoda, yeah, we can play. I would prefer aggro nature. I've already gone against 2 deceptions, so there was someone else though, I believe, who had wanted to play with an aggro nature. Was it Mojo? I think it might have been Mojo. Oh yeah, Soul Shatter. I forgot. I mean, I wasn't even thinking about Minute. It took me a second to realize that I could anti-sleep for lethal as well. So no worries. It definitely took me a second to remember that. All right, so we'll go against Mojo. I believe Mojo wanted to play with aggro nature. But yeah, I mean, obviously you can already see the strength of this, right? Because this is me playing against you guys, and I think you're all going to be better than the average person I'm going to play on weekend ranked, right? And still winning pretty comfortably. That last one was a little bit close, but you're also kind of queuing into me with decks that you think can beat Ramp Magic, right? Which isn't normally what I'm going to hit when I'm playing on the weekend. Code Bonk, Mojo. All right. So this is against aggro nature. Normally on weekend ranks, I do look up my opponent's deck on GU decks just to know what's in there and to know if there's anything in particular I need to play around. So for anyone who's new, if you go to GU decks, you can just go over to player stats and sort of search for your opponent. So like in this case, I'd be searching for Mojo Crypto, right? And then I'd see that he was playing Nature, and I'd go down here and I'd click Nature, and then I'd look at his list, and then I'd just use this to know what I'm up against. Generally speaking, against Nature, I'm going to pick Clear Mind to protect against some damage and find what I need to find. Blast Wave just isn't as useful on the single damage usually. So we're going to do that. What I'm really looking for is early ramp. So this ramp is great. This one piece of early removal is definitely useful against like Black Jaguars. I'm probably going to keep that. We'll see what else I get. Will of Power is also useful, so I'm perfectly fine with this opening hand. No reason to risk wasting this last charge. This is decent enough. Not like crazy good, but it's good enough. And Aftermath says packs are up, so anyone who wants to get the packs, go check it out. All right, I'm playing first. I don't need to do anything here. Like I don't feel the need to like pip into Clear Mind or anything. I prefer to save the pip for later to pip into like an asterisk or a demo, assuming I can find one. Just definitely good to save the pip for when it's really needed, right? Like I don't really need to Clear Mind here. If Mojo plays like as I said, pretty much anything big, he might pump this with like a Shield Bearer. No, okay. So I probably want to remove this before Shield Bearer does anything. I also have the option to Axwim in it, which is fine. I think I'd prefer to just remove it with the Starshard Bolt though. The next turn I can Guardian, turn after that I can Will of Power, or if he plays things I feel like I need to remove, then obviously I've got removal options. Shimmicker, do I Clear Mind first turn if I don't get any ramp in my starting hand? I usually don't Clear Mind first turn. Sometimes I do if I'm playing second, because I know I have 3 pips, so using one of them isn't as big a deal. But usually if I'm playing first, I prefer not to pip into Clear Mind, if I'm being honest. So I could certainly clear this, but I don't really feel the need to. I'm just going to drop my ramp. If I need to later, I can always Tracking Bolt it. but I just want to get my extra mana up. All right, Aftermath, appreciate you stopping by. Hope you get some good stuff in your packs. Okay, so we've got the Demonologist, which is good. Guarantees us a demo. I could Tracking Bolt and then Clear Mind to make sure this doesn't hit, but it's confused. It might run into the 1/1 anyway. It's fine. In fact, both of these are confused. I think I'd rather just use the Ball of Power. So we get our Mana Lock again. We draw a card again. If either of these runs into my 1/1, then I won't actually take damage because the other one's going to run into the Protected. Then next turn I can demo Demonologist to draw a demo, and the turn after I can pip into demo. So you can see like how easy it is to ramp into, or I can use Cersei if I need to clear a board. It doesn't clear it right now, obviously, because Rhino's there. That's okay. This is kind of why it's difficult for Nature to ping through. So he used removal to make sure that the confused creatures didn't go through, which is smart. He needs to win quickly. But I top deck the Asterisk, so there's no reason not to Asterisk here, right? Like, let's just make sure I don't take damage. I've still got the setups into Demo and Cersei. Opponent Mojo doesn't have too much favor. There's nothing in here that's aggressive anyway, right? So he's gonna have to win with what's on there. So at this point, my goal is just keep removing the board. I can use Axewoman to clear off the small things, and then if I really want to, I can protect my face against anything big, right? I don't need to right now, though. For now, this is confused. It might run into me. I just want to make sure I get the demo into hand. Yo, Boring. What's up? Hello. Welcome. Showing off how good Ramp Magic is. So if I'm being honest, I think I've already won this one. I don't think there's much Mojo can do at this point. Like I had some early board control. I've got some healing in hand. I've got clear. I've got a big thing he can't really deal with. I think this game's over. But we'll play it out. And this is how most of my Nature games go, to be honest. Like, it's very rare that Nature gets to a point where I'm even like kind of close to dying. Like, this isn't even like me being remotely close. Like, I'm at 22 and I'm chilling on 7 mana with a demo. I've got an extra Asterisk. I've got an extra Cersei. Like I've got literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of active removal in hand. There's really not much he's gonna do. I'll drop the Cersei just because it clears this board well, and the sleep doesn't really matter for a demo if I can clear. Plus, it lets me foresee. I don't really need a Pyramid Warden or a Shadow Scryer. May as well just set up a Fray. But like I said, this game's over. Boring. Clean the game from Nature Cancer. I think most people would say the Vi deck is the cancer, to be honest. I think a lot of people don't like Ramp Magic even more than they don't like Nature. Nature is much more common, but Ramp Magic definitely crushes it. That is for sure. All right. We're going to go ahead and drop our demo, I think. Make sure we get some damage on this. So he plays Helia, and he might have a way to unsleep this. I think I'm actually just going to straight up run everything into it and kill it. He can kill this now with the Hunt or whatever, but it'll waste a turn of tempo to kill this. If we waste a turn of tempo to kill this, I can pip into either Flying Elite or Fray, and that'll give me the stuff I need to close out the game, more than likely. Also, in this case, the reason I'm not buying anything from the Sanctum is, like, I don't want to give him anything to use his favor on that'll actually put pressure on me, right? None of these put pressure on me. It's fine for me to literally leave all of them there. You could argue that if I really need to, I can buy this Frenzied Ritual to prevent him from killing this Align Elite, but I don't need to do it right now. So there's nothing too threatening on board. I actually wish I hadn't drawn this, because then I could have frayed it into something else, but I think I'm just going to set up the Fray. Try to find an AOM. So demo's fine. I'm definitely going to leave demo just in case I need it. Alright. We'll let it go for now. We'll see what happens. I'd like to be able to keep this demo until I find one of my 2 Portal Wranglers, and then I can just keep 2 mana demoing. Did I have any 50-50 match on the weekend? I'm trying to remember back. I think the closest match I had was with Excite, who's a really good player. He went 21 out of 25 on the weekend, and he played a really strong Zoo light list that got kind of close to beating me. That was the closest I came. I was in control most of the way, but he came like kind of close-ish. I was never like super worried about losing, but that was the closest I came, I think. What do I want to do here? I think I want to drop this demo, honestly. We're going to get some creatures on board and drop the demo and then set up the Hawaiian Elite. So we're going to deal 3 to this. We drop our demo. We drop our Manitoad. We just get wide on board. We throw a sip of Elixir on. Goal here is to get wide on board so that I can drop a Hawaiian Elite, and it's tougher for Nature to do anything because all of Nature's removal is random for the most part. So the goal here is to have a wide board for next turn so that I can drop the Hawaiian Elite. I might even buy this Frenzied Ritual just to prevent it from being able to hit this. Oh, actually, I mean, you definitely had a chance at the start of the game, right? Like, it's definitely the closest I came to losing, for sure. Alright, so we definitely want to kill this. This definitely wants to go face just to give me some heals. We're definitely going to play a Hawaiian Elite. We'll run this in here, get a mana and a card. So there's a Portal Wrangler, which is nice. Kill this. Flip face. I'm actually even okay with him using this Frenzied Ritual, if I'm being honest. I've got another Hawaiian Elite in hand. I just don't want to, like... There are a couple cards I could put in the Sanctum that would be even worse, so we'll leave it for now. Oh, Immutable's only valuing ETH at 29.50. Yeah, no, I don't. They don't have a very good Oracle. Like, I feel like it's just like hard coded in whatever they put, and they just don't update it very fast, right? Like, ideally they'd have an Oracle that was checking ETH price, but I don't think they do. That's pretty rough, right? Because now obviously they're undervaluing your ETH. Okay, so that's game. GG Mojo. Like I said, it's tough. I really don't think there's any particular way that Nature beats Ramp. Just super difficult. So. And yeah, obviously, when you price things in ETH, like, and ETH is taken off like it is, yeah, it's super tough to feel good about it, right? Yoda, yeah, I'm down for a game. What are you gonna play? Are you gonna play Nature 2? I think you said. Mojo, yeah, I also think you probably can't win without Pious with a pip. But even with Pious with a pip, if I'm being honest, I deal with that pretty regularly. It's not that hard. I can just drop demo into some creatures because I've ramped more than you, right? So you Piousing with a pip is like me dropping demo on curve right after. And it requires you to have 20 favor, which you're not going to have all the time, just given the amount of removal I've got. So it's kind of tough. If I want to lose my Deception, yeah, I mean, I'm not actively looking to lose, right? I'm just trying to show how powerful this deck is, right? So I'm just trying to show it in different matchups, is all. Yeah, no, it is definitely a rare matchup, right? But I already played one game against a Deception deck and with the place Cutthroats and won that one. It is a losable match, right? Like, I think it's closer to a 50-50 against a strong Deception control player. But like the fact that this deck's like literal worst matchup is a 50-50 is kind of laughable, right? Like, and that's the fact, and the fact that its worst matchup is just not played in meta. Yeah, you can throw it in here. Sure, I think that is the worst matchup of this deck this deck has. It's not like I won't lose to it every time, but I will lose to it a decent amount. It's always code bonk. So we can try it. This is definitely like the one that's very easy for me to lose is against a deception control with a good player. So we'll try. Like I said, as the Magic player, you're going to look to be a little bit aggressive here. But this is also a matchup, if I'm being honest, that in my 50 weekend ranked matches where I went 50-0 over the last 2 weeks, I literally didn't play a single control deception. It's just not very common in the meta, right? So part of the reason that I might lose is that my deck is not optimized to beat control deception, right? You just don't see it. So, but we'll try. Yeah, Mojo, we can try that after this if you want. You can try mid-range stuff. Yoda, code bonk. Oh, I just realized my face covers it. Yeah, it's code bonk. Hoplite, you were at Magic, lost a couple times this weekend to Nature playing Hydra. Yeah, I played a couple times against Nature with Hydra, but to be honest, by the time they drop Hydra, I drop Lion Elite, right? And then you still win. Chosen One can occasionally get lucky and win, but that's where Portal Wrangler is really good. So I keep Portal Wrangler against Chosen One because if you drop a big Chosen One, I just literally copy it and play it too, on top of all the other tools I have. So it's losable, but I tend to beat Chosen One most of the time. Okay, well, this is a lot of removal. I was hoping to find some more low-cost creatures to be a little aggro. This isn't exactly what I wanted, so this is probably going to be a pretty rough one. Seeker, yes, I definitely prefer Tooth Lion over Echo. Lion's like just almost impossible for Nature to deal with, and the 10 attack can end games pretty fast. So luckily we have Guardian here. This is super, super, super important in this matchup. Right, like I need to get Ward on my God to prevent the Cutthroats. For now, I do want to... I'm going to go ahead and Tracking Bolt this, because I want to be able to keep my Shadow Scryer up if I can. Soul Shatter, Velaz's Ram Magic deck baited my Deception deck. Yeah, if you play more clones and stuff, it's definitely good. I haven't looked at his list, but I think the list I run is obviously the most consistent, and I think I've kind of proved that out. Okay, so Yoda still can't use the Cutthroat next turn, so I'll wait a turn to use my Guardian. Just keep getting a little more pressure in. Excite, yeah, no, this is probably, I mean, yeah, given the fact that he's playing the card draw, it probably is a mill deck, you're right. Which is fine. X1's okay here, I'll leave it. Given that next turn I can get Cutthroated, I'm going to drop the Guardian. Yo, Rito, sup? Welcome. Good to see you. Mastermind is interesting. I don't really need this Well of Power, given that he's going to keep making me draw cards here. So yeah, he's playing a version that's trying to like fill my hand and get me to overdraw, which is pretty good. So I'll save this Axewin so that I can run it in here if needed. I guess if I need to, I can also like Onyx Nightblade later. For now, we'll just make sure I get these probes out of my hand. And we'll make sure to put the... I mean, it doesn't really matter. He can take Ward off with Memory Charm, but it'll at least make him do it. So that if he wants to like Memory Charm into stealing this and running it in, like that's fine. I don't mind, actually. Oh, we trapdoored it. That's fine too. Yeah, Rito, you gotta love the TST beanie. It's up on the site if you want to join in on the merchandising fun. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and redrop stuff. Make sure we kill this. Make sure we get rid of these mine probes. So this is part of the reason that this deck is actually like, it's not that bad against decks like this that are trying to fill your hand. Like I said, I only play the 7 cards that cost 7 or more. I can actually keep my hand size pretty low, right? So there's that Umber Arrow. Like I said, this is actually kind of fine given what his deck's trying to do. I don't mind that he stole my ramp because it also takes away that card draw and makes sure that I don't overdraw. I've got some more ramp in here. That's fine. We got a Portal Wrangler here. I don't really need to steal anything at the moment. Question is, do I want to play Pyramid Warden or do I want to play Mana Toad? I think I want to play the Pyramid Warden and then next turn drop this Dread Cyclops. I don't really need this Asterisk, but another Mana Toad is nice. Still got Ward in our God, so like I feel good that until this gets popped, I can just kind of play a normal game. To be honest, I don't even have to like worry about drawing any of my high cost stuff and getting it stolen, which is nice. So he's got Jason. This is probably a deck that tries to play. I'm forgetting the name of it. There's a 6 cost card in Deception that like bounces everything to both players' hands and makes yours cost 2 less, because then you can like replay Jason, you can replay Deuteria, and that allows you to start filling your deck even more than normal. For now, I'm just going to drop the Porphyron and get a little more pressure going. Toast of Peace, thank you, Excited. I know you like the. I know you were the one that I think might have originally created that deck or that type of deck. So we didn't use it here, but that's fine. And there's one demo, so I want to kill this pretty much immediately. There's some removal in here I can use on top of a Star Shard Bolt. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to Star Shard and take this extra 2 damage from a Vow. Just make it tougher to kill our Porphyron, and we'll drop the Mana Toad. So I'm feeling okay. Porphyron's obviously pretty strong against Deception, right? Like, he can take off the ward here, but it's going to cost him 4 mana to do it now. So it kind of uses up like the entire turn to deal with this. Looks like he's going to do that. Makes sense. I guess I might get to swing with it once before it dies. We'll see. But luckily it sticks around at least one more turn, so it continues to make Memory Charm cost 4. What do I want to do here? I think I just want to... I mean, I don't have anything really good to Portal Wrangler yet. I think I'd rather save the Wrangler for to copy something better than what I have in my hand. So we're going to dig. Demonologist is fine. We'll get a Demogorgon off it, so let's go ahead and do this for now. The next turn we'll Demonologist. Turn after that we can demo and then start. We'll look for a better Portal Wrangler target and just try to keep pressure on. Whenever this dies, I don't mind drawing 2 cards. Right, I'm down to 2 cards. It's definitely not going to make me overdraw at this point. So I've also got close to enough mana that I can just drop AOM soon whenever I draw it. Not worried about anything getting stolen still. So there's that Toast of Peace I mentioned, which is pretty strong here because now whenever I drop this, it just dies. So it's kind of stranded in my hand. Might help him make me overdraw a little. I do still like demo here. And we'll drop a Mana Toad just to make sure I have the mana. So Yeah, this is probably just going to stay in my hand. It's unlikely I'm going to want to... I mean, I guess if I have a truly dead turn with nothing else to do, I can play it just to like remove it from my hand, but we'll see what happens. Cersei's going to be pretty good here. Gets to clear a board, deal 3 damage. We're getting a little bit close to overdrawing now. We don't have AOM in hand yet, which is a little rough, but we'll see what happens. So I could, like, Axewoman, Wrangler, Axewoman, clear the board. That would kill 2 cards from my hand instead of just 1 from playing Cersei. So I think I'm going to do that. Just get rid of more cards in hand for now. Also get rid of the Shadow Scryers, nice. Still got Ward that isn't popped on our god. Okay, so he got a Fray from his Jason. That's interesting. I don't know what else he got, but we'll see. So I could demo here, but I think I'd rather leave the demo in hand. If I play Hawaiian Elite, it's probably going to get hit with the second Ransom, or it's going to get trapdoored. Either way, I'm going to lose a lot of tempo. I could Portal Wrangler, but I'd rather do that on whenever he plays for 2. So I think for now, we're just going to go face. I guess I am going to demo. I don't have a lot else I really want to do here. Just get some more cards out of our hand, build a somewhat threatening board, make it so that Rapture Dance doesn't kill these 2. Keeps a little bit of pressure up. See if you got anything good off of this this Fray for 2. If it's a creature, I've got the ability to copy it if he plays a second. So it's a puzzle box. That's one of the 2. It's getting close to making me overdraw now. I can play these pretty quick, though. There's that Ransom. So now both Ransoms are gone, which is nice. And then a Toasted Piece will kill these because my hand is full, which is fine. And then I'm going to overdraw. So we got the exact overdraw on AOM, which is annoying. That's what this deck is meant to do, though. So that's okay. Let's see. So now I just need to be aggro with the rest of what I've got. So like I mentioned, we're in terms of what we've gone through already. So there's Ransom. There's both Ransoms, right? Both Ransoms and one Trapdoor. It means there's only one Trapdoor left. I would like to clear some room in my hand first. So I'm just going to clear some more room out of my hand here. Just in case like another puzzle box comes in or something. So yeah, this is probably like worst case for what can happen here. I think I still have a shot at winning, but like I could certainly lose this one. Does that make me overdraw? I don't know, I've never had this played when I have a full hand. It doesn't seem like it. I think that it looks like the effect just doesn't trigger. It's definitely the first time I've ever seen a peculiar spell word played when I have 9 cards in my hand. That is me. I mean, I am going to overdraww 1 on my turn. Overdrawing a Tracking Bolt is no big deal though. We'll go ahead and do this to clear off the front line, get 3 damage in, go face. I don't need this because I don't want to. I'm at risk of overdrawing. I don't care if I overdraw these 2, so I'm actually going to leave these 2 on top. Then again, yeah, we'll leave these 2 for now. That's fine. And then we're just going to keep being aggro here. We still got a decent amount of threats left, right? We've got a few threats here. I can Portal Wrangler another threat. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but maybe it will. Copper, check my void. It probably added the spell directly to void. Oh, maybe. Just keep leaving this in there. Did it add my spell to void? I don't think so, right? I think these are all the same things I had, so I don't think it did. Okay, so I really want to kill this to prevent the heals. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, I believe that's both demos gone now. If I remember correctly, there's one demo. Oh, that's just one demo. Okay, so there's another demo in there. Okay, that's Cerberus. I think that's one of the other Jason cards. So we've got Frey, we've got Cerberus, and we've got Spellworm. So that's all 3 Jason cards gone. I've only got 2 cards left in deck. We're gonna go ahead and just. So I could drop the demo. I could drop a Hawaiian Elite. Hawaiian Elite, he can't use this. This on it. We're just gonna drop Hawaiian Elite and see what he does. So obviously he can't run into it with this, or he's dead. If he has demo, it'll take off the protected, which is fine. I mean, obviously he's gonna use the memory charm on it, but that's fine too. It prevents me from taking more damage. 200 RM. This is a card I don't think I've ever literally seen. So it deals 2 damage, and if it survives, it bounces to my hand. Okay, that's interesting. So there's a second Jason? What did I miss? Was I not paying enough attention? Why is there a second Jason? There was a Jason before, right? I'm not crazy. I mean, they got killed by the Cerberus, but there was a Deuteria in there as well. So there's the first Jason. Where'd the second Jason come from? Maybe I'm just going crazy. Anyway, what do I want to do here? Guess I'm going to play this Hawaiian Elite again. I don't know. Eventually see if he runs out of cards to deal with it. No, but Jason, I already got 3 cards. So I already saw Cerberus, I saw Peculiar Spellworm, and I saw one other. Spellworm or Standard? Oh, Spellworm is just in the deck. Oh, okay. So it must have been Jason from Jason then. Got it. Okay, so there's the second demo. Or, sorry, yeah, there's a second demo. So I want to kill that, obviously. I guess I can go 3 to it here. I could also drop my Portal Wrangler to get that demo. I think we're going to do that for now. Clear card in hand. Just using this to prevent the damage from not using. The worm was diamond. Oh, yeah. Okay, good point. Okay, so the worm's just in the deck. Okay, so we got Jason off Jason. So there's 3 more legendaries in here, plus Deuteria. The reason I want to demo off Portal Wrangler is now I can go demo into demo, which then prevents his creatures from clearing my board, which then allows me to hopefully hit with creatures. It depends on what he got off Jason, I guess. So there's one of the cards off Jason. She got for 2 off of this Frey, which cost 6 because he bounced it back earlier. Try to make our board a little. Again, we're just going to try to be aggro here. So we hit for 3. We play these. Next turn we can play another demo to keep things asleep. I believe there might be another Rapture Dance in here. I can't remember if we played both. There's one. Yeah, there's another Rapture Dance in there. You just use Umber Arrow to take my small creature. Alright, so I can demo again. Go ahead and do that for now. Just guarantee a little extra damage. Next turn, if I Asterisk, then these are going to take some damage, obviously. I was hoping to hit a little more spread out so that the Asterisk could kill it a little better. Because right now, all we've got left for an aggro is a Hawaiian Elite and a 4/7 that doesn't draw anything. So we'll probably lose this. Like I said, I did get the AOM burned. This is definitely a losable matchup. It's probably more likely I would have won, obviously, if I had the AOM not be one of the couple cards burned, but this is certainly a losable one. Okay, so he's using Crystal Rain to set up what's probably a Rapture Dance, I would guess. So I got the ability to hit for 4. So I could hit for 4 to bring this to 5, and then Asterisk, but like, I can obviously also Archimedes Mirror. He's used both Umber Arrows at this point, I believe. He just used that one a couple turns ago. I think there was an Umber Arrow before. Am I remembering wrong? Yeah, there it is. So there's both Umber Arrows. So this is actually like a little bit useful now. Obviously, you can use his creatures to clear my board. I think the best bet is play this Mirror. Yeah, I can buy the Nightblade though. Is play the Mirror, buy the Nightblade. Hit face. And then just hope that this is able to clear most of the board and that the Hawaiian Elite is good for lethal. I think that's my best bet. I don't think I've seen Hunting Traps though, so like you can just Hunting Trap this maybe, or just like keep it asleep forever. It just depends on if I can win off of him running out of cards and taking some mana burn. I need to be able to clear the board as well, right? So after this is dead, all of the Deuteria clones are dead. That also assumes I can clear the board. I don't know if I can or not. Okay, well now I can with this Asterisk. Oh, alright, well that's not ideal. It's kind of nuts, Jason. Jason into Dionysus is a little bit much to overcome. So if you want to know how to lose with Ramp Magic, I guess this is how it's possible to lose with Ramp Magic. You play a deck that's like meant to beat it, and then they also get lucky. So it's definitely possible. Yeah, I think we're kind of screwed here. But hey, that's how it goes sometimes. It's got a handful of 1-cost nature cards now. We have basically 2 playable cards, and one's only a 4/7, so I don't think this one's looking so good for us. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of decent nature things to drop. I think if this was like pretty much any other legendary, we would have had a decent shot to still win, if I'm being honest. Just like run them out of resources and then get this damage in before I died. But yeah, that's going to do it. I don't even need to do that. We'll just go ahead and see. So yeah, it's definitely possible to beat this deck, but yeah, I think you need to get a little lucky even when you're turned against it. But that was a good win from Yoda there. GG. All right. What haven't I played against? Does anyone want to queue in with like an aggro light list or something? That's another one that's like kind of decent against this. I think it's the last one, and then that'll be it. Yeah. I guess if you've got a diamond spellworm, you may as well try to make it work. That was the first time I've ever had a spellworm played on me when I had 9 cards in hand. Interesting that it didn't really do anything. Yeah, we can do board wipe death. Board wipe death is an interesting one. Oh no, Mojo did say he wanted to do mid-range death. We can do mid-range death. So yeah, code bonk, Mojo. We'll do mid-range stuff. Rito's asking what my thoughts are on Algorand. I don't have many thoughts on it, to be honest. I haven't looked into it too much. The brief bit I looked into it, it seems to, from what I can tell, it seems like a more academic version of Dogecoin, to be nice. Like if you want to use it just for fun, go ahead. From everything I've seen, I'm not sure it's like an actual scalable solution to anything, but I haven't looked into it in depth, so I don't know that for sure. That's like secondhand knowledge of kind of people I trust on Twitter and what they've said. So I don't have a strong personal opinion on Algorand. Cabra, I don't have any of those commands set up, so I can't make Algorand win. I do have GU Cardbot. I think I have GU Cardbot. All right, so against death, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this fray, and then we're just gonna try to maximize our ability to fray into 2-cost AOM, and that's how we're gonna try to win. I'm gonna look for a cheaper card, a cheaper creature to appear. Okay, so this is good. So ramp. We're gonna keep our fray. The way that you win this is by getting the 2-cost AOM. Worst case is I draw AOM before I can start foreseeing, which is possible. But I'm going to try to foresee as much as possible in this matchup. I'm going to try to send Avatar of Magic to the bottom of my deck, and then I'll know exactly where it is. That will set up the fray to hit a 2-cost Avatar of Magic. Oh, and I'm actually sorry, I'm distracted. I forgot this isn't board wipe death. Someone mentioned board wipe death, so that's what I thought this was. I forgot this is actually mid-range death. So this was actually a mistake. I shouldn't be keeping fray, but I got distracted there by the Algorand question. So yeah, against mid-range death, I shouldn't have kept this fray. I forgot this wasn't board wipe death. But that's okay. We'll see how we do with a hand that is intentionally worse than it would normally be. Yeah, no, this is Solar Shadow. That was just a mistake. I just wasn't paying enough attention. Given that I screwed up my initial hand, I am going to try to find a better card here. This is actually really good, so I'm gonna keep these. So next turn I'm gonna pip into Guardian. Then the turn after that, I've got the ability to Demonologist into a second demo. Hopefully I can stick a creature to Sip to get to our double demos and win. We'll see if I die first. Solid aggro start. I'll get a 3/2. It's fine. It's only 1/3/2. I can live. So even with me forgetting what my matchup was, I think I'm doing okay. We'll see how quickly mid-range death can push back. There's an advocate in there. Okay, so I can Pyramid Warden Sip. Because I don't want him to be able to get back this Brock. So I don't want to run this in yet. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We'll see if I can trade this in somewhere more useful after the fact. Like if this runs in here, then I might be able to kill it afterwards and not have him get the Brock back. Portal Wrangler is okay. I mean, it's a creature. It's not great. So my next turn is going to be kind of weak. I'm just going to drop a 3/3 and hope I survive to 7 mana so that I can demo. If I lose, it's probably because I kept this Fray instead of something to like help me clear a board, but that's how it goes sometimes. Okay, so I need to keep this Pip so that I can guarantee to get to demo a turn sooner. I might die first. We'll see. Yeah, Yoda, I agree. Spellworm is only okay if your opponent's hand is full, so or you're trying to make it fill and mill people and burn some other cards. Let's see what he does with his other 3 mana. Best case, I can trade this into the 4/3 and get it some damage off the board, and then set up the demo, and then another demo after the fact. I guess this isn't as good if he plays the 2. It's still taking some damage off the board, but I'm going to take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at least. Probably more now that he's going to play some cards off of it. But this is where, I'm getting punished for accidentally keeping Fray, right? Like, if I had an Asterisk Implosion here, I'd probably be fine. But that's the issue. So, alright, I'm looking down 4, 8, 10, 12. That's 14 damage, plus the ability to remove this. So I think I lose. But like I said, I think a lot of that is just because I accidentally kept Fray. So, my own fault, but I'm a pip off of the demos here. Because I don't know if I Portal Wrangler, I'm only getting a Heart Eater. So yeah, I don't think I have any way out of this. There's the asterisk that maybe I could have gotten if I hadn't done this. But yeah, I should be dead here, I think. Maybe I'll see if Mojo wants to try again with me not accidentally keeping Fray in my opening hand and thinking I was in a different matchup than I was. Alright, so we might try that one again just so I don't screw up my mulligan. We'll see. Yeah, Mojo, let's try again. I don't know if you saw that. I had forgotten. Somebody had mentioned Board Wipe Death, and I got confused, and I mulliganed as if I was playing against Board Wipe Death. So that was my fault. We can do another. Yeah, no, I accidentally, I kept Fray in my opening hand for the mulligan because I thought I was against Board Wipe Death, right? Just not an ideal choice against an aggro list. so that was my fault. Oh, there we go. There's the card bot. thanks for the hype, Copper. Thanks for the bits. This sucks. Appreciate it. Okay, let's try a real mulligan against mid-range. So I definitely want Scryer into Pyramid Warden. I don't really need this Portal Wrangler. I'm hoping for ramp, but I'm not sure I'll get it there. Okay, perfect. So we have Shadow Scryer into Pyramid Warden into Mana Toad. So this should be pretty good. Appreciate the rain, Copper. A nano for everyone. Alright, Guardian's pretty good too. Alright, so this is probably a more normal walkthrough where I've got some good early cards, some good ramp into demo. I'm pretty sure I'm going to win this one, if I'm being honest. This is a really strong hand. And I actually got kind of close to winning last one, even with a pretty much the worst hand I was going to have. Starship Bolt's pretty good here. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Go ahead and take the protected off. And then we'll actually kill that just because now neither of these insta-kill it, so we can't run both 3 attack creatures in. Just makes the trade more awkward. Plus, I don't mind if he gets. It doesn't matter. These are both good for him to get back. Okay, so this makes the trade a little better for him. You seem to move the 3/3 in. Okay, you seem a little more aggressive. That's fine. Okay, being super aggressive, which is obviously smart. 5/6 is tough for me to deal with. It's good. Next turn I can Guardian into Starshard Bolt. Do I want Cersei? So if I Guardian, next turn I'll have 5.5 mana. I can get to 6, but I don't really have anything to do with that 6. I think I'd rather just like look for an Asterisk. I've already got a good 7-drop. I mean, I guess this gets me 1 closer to 7 as well, but I've already got 1. I guess in hindsight, I probably should have kept the Cersei. Just a good clear, but we'll live with what we got. I'm just going to take as much damage off the board as I can. So I think leaving this... So I could either leave the 5/6, or I could kill both of these and take off 6. I think I'm going to do it this... I take off 1 less damage this way, but it means that future clears are going to be a little better. So we're going to do it this way. Yeah, in hindsight, I should have kept the Cersei. That's okay, though. Demonic Offering is really good there. This is why I should have kept the Cersei, is to be able to kill this whiteboard. So that was my mistake. Probably should have thought about that a little more. Demo's still going to be good. Like, I should survive 1 turn, I believe. Like, there's nothing in here that's dealing extra damage. It's got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So I think I live. I might die after the fact, though. I could also die to some burst. I don't know. I forget if this deck plays like Dangerous Ritual and stuff. That could kill me too. Demonologist, so he's got a demo chilling. He's not able to play until 7 mana, but still pretty good. I'm going to need to find a clear. So this is where I was dumb. I should have kept Cersei, right? Like, if I had Cersei, then I could have demoed into Cersei into healing, which would have been nice, but it's my own fault for... It's my own dumb fault for not doing that. Because, like, the ideal path here is I use this, then next turn I Cersei, clear this, I hit for 4, I gain 4 health, and then I think I'd probably win. So if I don't, it's my own fault for sending that Cersei to the bottom, to be honest. I'm not sure if Mojo thought he was, I assume he thought he was below 15 there when he wasn't. I need to clear as much as I can here. Maybe he has Canapa Quarter, maybe. I think he still would have wanted to put the 2 on this to make it die faster. Maybe not though. I'm not gonna hit him in the face, right? Because I don't wanna set up like the Hoarder or whatever, and I need to kill the creatures anyway. So I think it was just a mistake, more than likely. But that happens. I mean, I made a mistake earlier by not keeping the Cersei, so let's call it even, right? In terms of like how likely this is to play out. So nothing too crazy. I'm looking for an Asterisk Implosion. So next turn he's going to be able to drop that demo. Which, given that I don't have an Asterisk, he's probably going to kill me. Unless I can top deck an Asterisk here. I've dug through a lot of my deck without finding one. We'll see if I can find it. Frey's not going to do it. Unfortunately, if I play Portal Wrangler, I can't also play this Heart Eater. I'm 1 away. So I can clear off one of these. But none of these are immediately useful, right? So I'm pretty sure I lose again. This time in a fair way. Yeah, I made a mistake with the Cersei that might have let me win, but that's my own fault. Is there anything I can do to get out of this? I don't think so. Okay, GG. I wonder if I play worse when I'm streaming because I'm trying to commentate it. I wonder if I would have made the same mistake in a weekend ranked. Maybe. Maybe I would have. Maybe I wouldn't have. I'm not sure. GG's to Mojo either way. Certainly it's a tougher deck to deal with because of the Necronomics is super, super strong, right? It allows for potentially wide and tall boards. So like definitely a tough matchup for sure. I wish I had a misplay because I'm curious if I would have won or not. I don't know if I would have without the misplay. It would have been close for sure. Like it would not have been a guaranteed win for me. Yeah, Mojo. No, I misplayed again, unfortunately, which is my own fault. Like, certainly, I need to play pretty perfectly to be able to beat that. Definitely GG. Definitely a tough matchup to beat the mid-range death. I sent a Cersei to the bottom, which I shouldn't have because I needed it for the clear there, which would have then left my demo on board and hopefully gave him more heal. But that's my own fault for screwing up. We can do board wipe death now if you want. Code bonk again. Soul Shadow, you're gonna run board wipe death. Yeah, Mojo. Interestingly enough, the recurring creatures don't bother me as much usually. The way to win is the way that you won, right? Get an early Necronomics, get a big board, make sure I don't have Asterisk or Cersei to clear it. Because the way that I generally can win that matchup is by dropping a Demogorgon onto a somewhat clear board, and then getting continual heal from attacking with the Demogorgon in ways that you can't clear as easily. That's usually how I can win that matchup. Not all the time, and I think I might have been able to if I kept the Cersei to do that, but I didn't, so that was my own fault. Okay, so this is the deck I thought I was going up against first, where I would like to have a Frey. Copish lets you keep filling the board, sure, but by the time you can keep filling the board, usually if I'm dropping demos and other stuff, it becomes irrelevant by that point, right? The way to beat me is to beat me fast. If you let me get to 7 and 8 mana, then the slow board refill with Kopesh usually doesn't bother me. Or that's been my experience in weekend ranked. The way to win is the way you won. Just sort of fill the board as as fast as possible and use an economics. Okay, so what I really need to do here is try to make sure I do not draw Avatar of Magic. So I'm most at risk these first few turns of drawing the Avatar of Magic. I didn't get a Shadow Scryer on my opening hand. If you noticed, I did not use my last pip because I didn't want to take the risk of my last charge on the mulligan because I didn't want to risk drawing into the Avatar of Magic there. I think I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to drop the Mana Toad and use one of these. Okay, well now I know what these are. I think I'm just going to leave these because it gives me a couple turns where I don't have to worry about foreseeing again and potentially missing on an Avatar of Magic. Against Board Wipe Depth, this is literally the entire matchup, is make sure I don't draw Avatar of Magic, eventually send Avatar of Magic to the bottom of the deck, then use Fray to make it 2 cost, then OTK. Because if you don't do that, this matchup is exceedingly difficult. So pretty much the entirety of the matchup focuses on pulling off that combo. So I'm going to be very, very careful about trying to never draw it and never be at risk of drawing it. Okay, so if I run this in, I might get Pyramid Warden back, but that's fine. Prefer to get the Mana Toad, certainly, but we didn't. That's okay. So next we've got the Hawaiian Elite up, but then I can Demonologist and then use Foresee again to try to make sure I don't draw Avatar of Magic. So we'll do this first to get the Demogorgon out of the deck. Then we'll go ahead and do this. Next turn we're going to have 7 mana, which means I'm probably going to want to drop this Demogorgon. So next turn we draw Star Shard, I'm going to want to play Demo, so we're going to leave this on top just to make sure I don't draw AOM. Just because I want to always know, I never want to draw something that I haven't foreseen. Okay, so like I said, I kind of want a demo here, get that out. I could force 3 damage through if I want. I'm going to do that, actually. Ideally, I get a little bit of chip in as we go, just to make sure that the 25 damage... I want to keep Board Wipe Depth under 25 health, because once I get to a 2-cost Avatar of Magic, then it's 2-cost Avatar of Magic plus 2-cost spell, and then I've got 5 more mana to beam, which is 25 damage. So Mojo Crypto, yeah, no, ramp would for sure get hit the most with a Clear Mind nerf, 100%. Okay, so there's a Black Blood Blast, which again gets them into range of what I want. I do need to use this here because I don't know what the next cards are. So this is fine. I'm getting to the point where I can just start dropping Hawaiian Elites with Cersei. This is fine. I'm going to drop Shield Maiden just to try to get a little more chip in. I don't have anything else to do this turn anyway. Okay, so he's going to start getting some of his heal back. I'll drop the Elite. And then, like I said, I got the Cersei coming up, which is nice. Worst case would be that this gets reaped, because any other type of removal is also going to kill the demo. Okay, so there's the reap. No immediate extra heal. Well, I mean, I guess he's already at full health, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to need to find some new ways to deal with this. We need to do this again because I haven't seen these cards. Okay. We're going to leave both on again because I'm going to draw the Axewoman and then I want to drop the second Hawaiian Elite. We've been a little bit unlucky. The ideal case in this matchup is I foresee AOM to the bottom, because then I don't have to keep foreseeing every turn because I know where it is in the deck. Right now I have to be super, super careful not to, which puts me at a little bit of risk of like eventually not having answers to some threats that Soul of Shatter might be able to play. So ideally I can set this up sooner. This is taking a little longer than I'd like. But the mirror was a nice little board clear there, so that was solid. Golden Strain's interesting. We're going to drop the Elite while we still know what both the cards on top were. Yoda, yes, I do keep track of where cards are in the deck. Realistically, when I'm doing it on Weekend Ranked, I literally write them down and follow it exactly. I haven't sent anything to the bottom of the deck yet, so there's nothing to track. I've only been keeping track of what's on top. But yes, during Weekend Ranked, I definitely keep track. Okay, we'll move a Shadow Scryer to the bottom because Portal Wrangler is pretty solid to have. It's a little too late for the Scryer to be that useful. I mean, Scryer is decently useful still because of the 4C, but I actually can't sip. I probably should have just left the Scryer on, to be honest. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this just to prevent the 8-mana board clear that would get him this back. Okay, well, this is just fine. It sits there. I can't kill it, but Yoda, there really aren't that many shuffle cards that cause your deck to shuffle. Like, there's none in the Ramp Magic list, right? There's very few. I'm not sure if there are any that the opponents play that cause the decks to shuffle. Interesting that he gave me a copy of the Blight Bomb because of this Spell Thief. Okay, so this is going to start pulling random stuff back. That's kind of annoying. If I asterisk, I'll be giving him an asterisk, but I think I need to get rid of these, so it's fine. I definitely need to get rid of this, otherwise it's going to keep getting stuff back. I don't really need mana. I'm at 9. So Surebolt's able to deal with this at least. So now on the bottom of the deck we have a Shadow Scryer and a Guardian of the Gates. So that's 2 of these 14 gone. We now get to 4C3. Alright, I don't need I'm leaving this Sip in hand to be used to trigger the AOM. I don't need another one. I don't need a Mana Toad. We'll leave the Shadow Scryer on top to draw. There's that asterisk I gave him. That's fine. I'm still looking to get this AOM. I haven't seen the Fray either. Getting the Fray in hand would be pretty nice. Okay, so there's the Fray in hand. We'll move Demogorgon to the bottom. So now that I'm going to draw Fray, I just want to find... Actually, no, we'll leave Demogorgon on top. Because I'm going to draw Fray, and then I'm going to want to set stuff up. So we're gonna leave Demogorgon on top. We're gonna play Portal Wrangler because it's gonna get us our Cersei so that we can foresee. So we're gonna draw Fray. We're gonna foresee 3, and we're gonna foresee another 2 to set up the AOM. And then hopefully we can get a little bit of ping damage out of these. Plus we're getting 3 ping damage here. Hopefully it's enough to keep him under 25 with the Blood Ritual, and then we're gonna OTK. So we're about to draw Fray and foresee 5 to set up the AOM, guaranteed. So we've already sent about 4 cards to the bottom of our deck. There's going to be 11 left, plus foresee 5 is a... So we're guaranteeing the Fray setup over a couple turns here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and move this to the bottom. So the worst case would be if AOM is the literal top card, but it's not. So this is fine, right? So next turn we're going to draw Well of Power, then we're going to hit AOM. So next turn we draw Well of Power, we play Fray, we get 2 cost AOM, and then we go for the OTK. That's actually kind of annoying because it's starting to put me close to being dead. I don't think I'm going to die next turn. So hopefully I'm fine here. I'm not attacking into this because I want to make sure I have enough targets for the AOM. So next turn we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got 5 beams for 25. So he can heal for 2, but he's going to need to heal for more than that. What he could do is demo and heal to try to get above 25. He's going to need the demo. Has he played both demos? No. So if he's got the demo, could live. Right? Because then, oh, well, okay, never mind. So this should be lethal, right? This is 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, all hitting the AOM. That should be lethal. So this should be like pretty exact. That's 1 target, 2 targets, and then 3 onto the AOM itself for the lethal. 1 will take away the protected, 1 will bring it to 4 health, and then we got the lethal. So this is how this plays out, right? It's a little bit one-sided because literally the entire thing is just be like uber careful to set up this OTK because that's it's really like the only way to lose. It's actually really tough to lose this matchup because it's really tough for Board Wipe Death to put enough pressure on you to like prevent me from pulling this off. And I can be super like you saw how careful I was. I literally did not draw a single card that I did not foresee after like turn 2. And that's how careful you want to be if you're playing Board Wipe Death. Mojo, it doesn't pop Ward because they're my spells. Ward only protects against opponent spells. So that's why it went straight through to protect it and damage. Oh, Cast, what's up? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Yoda, I can do one more. This will be my last one, but I can play one against your aggro nature if you want. Still code Gonk. Oh, you top deck both the Reaps, nice. Yeah, I actually thought I had a chance with those Hawaiian at least to get some good damage in, but the Reaps are the best card against them, obviously. So like I said, usually if you're in weekend ranked, you want to like look up your opponent's decks, right? So you can go to Yoda, you can look at whatever his nature deck is and be like, hey, there's a lot of like one cost things here, and best friends and stuff, and so like maybe I want to try Blast Wave, so let's try Blast Wave. Mirror is actually really good here, so I'm going to keep this. You always keep Well of Power. Mirror is really good against confused nature when the creatures are confused because they'll run into it. So this is a really good start. I'm happy with this. Yeah, so I looked at the list and he had a bunch of things like that Shield Bearer. That's why I chose this Blast Wave. Clear Mind isn't as useful, right? Because if he's got like a 1/1 out like Shield Bearer, it's just going to pop your Protected every time, or these Best Friends, or anything off of Animal Bond power. It does stop me from foreseeing, but the benefit is that if I'm Blast Waving, I'm preventing a little bit of favor generation by actually killing the creatures that he's got. So, there's trade-offs. So I'm gonna Blast Wave here because obviously this draws are like not great. Like I'm pretty much just drawing expensive stuff. It's about as bad as your draws are gonna get in an aggro matchup. So I'm gonna kill this because then next turn I can Blast Wave and Tracking Bolt. Then the turn after I can Well of Power. Not great, but it's kind of what I have to do. Okay, so without an asterisk, I could certainly lose here. Obviously, this is a lot of damage. Yeah, all right. Well, that's about as bad as your draws are going to get, right? Only 7+, so I think I'm probably going to drop this one. That's okay. Do I even have a way to survive? I don't think I do. I can't kill 2 creatures. I can kill this, but I'm still getting hit for 5, 10, 13, 14. Yeah, I think I lose. That's okay, though. Not much I can do on that one. Just didn't have any. Didn't have ramp fast enough there. And Gloam Druid's obviously pretty solid. Yeah, no Wardens. I mean, again, this will happen sometimes. There's definitely ways for aggro decks to beat this deck, right? It's not going to happen very often because the way to do it is like this, right? If you want to beat aggro Magic, that's definitely the way to do it. Like, you need to be there quick. Yeah, Copper. I mean, that's part of why like I have Crystal Rain. Like I could have Crystal Rain there, right? If Crystal Rain was in the deck, and Crystal Rain actually would have been better than Faraday Cage even because it would have hit everything as opposed to just almost everything, if that makes sense. I guess maybe it wouldn't have been necessarily better because I wouldn't have cleared the Jaguar, but like close enough. Plus, it would have foreseen one. You get ran over by nature a few times. Yeah. No, I think if you're expecting to face specifically nature with Gloam Druids, then that's fine. Like I'm not worried about losing to like Blade Flies. Like Blade Flies is a little too late. Like that's a pretty ideal open there where you can definitely lose if like a bunch of early confused creatures come down and then an immediate Gloam Druid like before turn 4. Like sure. Definitely losable, right? Because I can't get a clear out in time. But yeah, Crystal Rain, Faraday Cage, both useful. I tend to prefer Crystal Rain slightly, but I'm not sure there's like a big difference between either of them. I think it's just like personal preference, probably. I doubt there's too much difference in terms of like how it would impact win rate in any way. But yeah, like you're probably right that I guess if I was gonna optimize, like I've been running this Porphyron, but it hasn't been like too great. This was the actual deck I ran for the perfect weekend, right? So having this Crystal Rain is probably better. So we'll throw the Crystal Rain in. Yeah, we can go again if you want. I'll go one more time. That was a pretty quick game. So good bonk still. Yeah, no, admittedly, I haven't run Faraday Cage in a while. I mean, I ran it, last year at different times. It just always felt a little too situational to me to like not be able to deal damage to everything. So I preferred Crystal Rain a bit, but maybe it's better to be because it's one cost cheaper. So I guess I could see how Faraday Cage could be better. I haven't played enough with it. I could see it being better. Let's try it with Clear Mind this time. Alright, so this is like the same type of hand. It's not bad. This mirror might just be too late. Let's try this again. Let's see if we die before this happens. I would. We'll see what happens. I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm curious if I'll die before I can get this mirror to clear. So Pyramid Warden will certainly help. Give me 6 life effectively. Maybe more than 6 if it's not a clear sweep of the creatures. But and there's a second one actually, which is even better. So I could run this Pyramid Warden into this Black Jaguar, which effectively, if I didn't have the second Pyramid Warden, would prevent him from getting things back, but with this here, you could just run it in there. I think at this point I just go face. Just make him attacking instead of me attacking into any of his creatures. If I only had the one Pyramid Warden, I probably would have run it into the Jaguar to prevent him getting anything back, but... Canopy Barrage coming, probably? No? Okay. So I can pip into Demonologist, then I could pip into Well of Power, and then I'd still be one short. I think what I do is I pip into Demonologist and hope that I live long enough to play Portal Wrangler, play this, play Demo on back-to-back turns. I don't know if I'll live that long. But we can find out. Let's try to make sure that the things he gets back aren't great. So if he runs Jaguar, and I'm just reducing the odds of him getting anything as good back. The reason I decided to hit here, okay, so I got punished a little because of the Sax Woman. He just didn't have anything set up on board that like traded cleanly. Maybe they should have gone face. I don't think it'll affect things too much. We'll see. Okay, so at least there's nothing out currently that has too much power. Plus only one is confused. So obviously this asterisk is pretty good. So what I could do here is pip into Well of Power, which will then give me 5.5 mana next turn, which then allows me to Clear Mind again, just because it prevents him from playing any creatures. That would have me taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on 2 turns, but then I get to Asterisk, and I'm preventing any more creature plays. So the important thing here is that I'm not playing any creatures for him to trade into to sort of level any of these up. He could Firewine, which would get me close to dead. So that's like kind of the worst case. He's going to gain a bunch of favor, but like these are all creatures he can't play. So we're going to try it this way. It's kind of like a little cutesy way of doing it, but maybe it'll be okay. So next turn I can Asterisk, then I can Mirror, then I can Demo. I like having a Bolt just in case I need it. Now that we're setting this up, I just want to prevent damage. So I'm okay with him playing creatures now, because next turn I can actually go into this. So we'll clear off as much damage as I can. Then next turn I can Asterisk, then I can Mirror, then I can Demo. But this is a lot of what like happens on weekend ranks is just like setups of clears, right? Like I play against a lot of nature decks and a lot of aggro nature, and a lot of it is basically just this, right? You're just planning multiple turns ahead. You're planning about how to limit the damage that you're taking until you can get a clear out of some kind, and then get a demo out, ideally. So in this case, the demo came from the Demonologist, which is the extra bit of consistency. I don't care too much about any of these creatures. Empiric Skull isn't bad. It gets him a 6/6 on curve. I'm not sure if I care, though. This is probably the best thing. I don't think he's going to get better than this, though, so I'm just going to take this to prevent him from playing it. Yeah, so like this is way worse. So, okay. I mean, he's probably got other good things to play, but this would have been a good play, so I'm just trying to prevent it. Okay, so this is where there's like a bunch of confused creatures on board, which is generally where Mirror does well, just because even if he does pump stuff, if any of it ends up hitting the Mirror, and since all removal here is damage based, it'll still kill his board. And then next turn I can go into double demo. So there's no way for him to remove this, right, without just taking extra damage. So he got a little unlucky with not hitting me in the face there. But even if he had, I've got a decent amount of health, and I'm about to get more from demo, so I think it was pretty safe. I think this is pretty much won now. There's nothing like too useful that he's going to do with all the favor he has. I'm about to start gaining a lot of life with a double clear. So I feel pretty good about this now. Plus, since I still have this out, it means that it's actually kind of tough to kill demo. Like Lightning Strike isn't guaranteed. Hunt isn't a guaranteed kill. It's more likely to give me more life gain. So yeah, I agree, Mojo. This should be GG. So yeah, like I said, Lightning Strike not guaranteed to hit it. Maybe he has another, but at this point, there's just not enough creatures out there. So, and the fact that he didn't play anything actually means that this Portal Wrangler gets me yet another demo. So I'm swimming in demos. I'll keep that asterisk too, just because like it's the only way I can lose is if somehow there's a really wide board I can't deal with. But that's game. We'll just demo into infinity. I guess I can. Again, there's just no way to come back really. This is how this usually goes, right? If nature doesn't win early, there's really no way for nature to come back and win in this particular matchup. He's throwing some creatures out, but it doesn't matter. There's a Lion Elite just in case I needed it, but we're just gonna end the game a little quicker here. Okay, GG. All right, so yeah, hopefully this shows like what I'm thinking through as I'm playing this. I appreciate everyone in chat playing the games with me. Yeah, Yoda. If I get asterisk, then I'm probably gonna win. Sort of how it works, especially if I'm playing first. Like the real risk to me against like that type of nature deck is I play second, which I actually do think I played second in that game, but I play second, and then I don't have asterisk or Crystal Rain in this case to clear off all the small creatures, and it's losable. But I think I'm still probably only going to lose like, I don't know, 25-30% of the time, something in that range. I think I'll probably still win most of them. I think that's why you see like a lot of ramp magics go like 24 out of 25 on the weekend, right? It's easy to drop like one of these games. I think I happen to have some good queuing and I'm very careful with my play, obviously, on the weekend. So like I'm sure that helps. You know, it maximizes the odds. But there's a reason this deck is so consistent, right? It's definitely tough to beat. I don't think it's very easy to tech your deck against. Like you can add some ward, but even adding ward is really tough. Yeah, I know a lot of weekend ranked is definitely RNGM matchups. I do hope that they sort of change up the format at some point. I'm not a huge fan of it being so heavily dependent on who you match up against, especially when the width of the amount of people. Like I shouldn't be able to like play against rank 9s, right? It's just a little silly. Like I'm probably not going to lose to a rank 9 like almost ever. I realize the player count isn't that high, and has been dropping recently, right? That we had that one big spike like a month and a half ago, a little before IMX first launched, but it's sort of been dwindling since then. We might get another spike once Genesis launches and sort of all the original players come back. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know how they do the mirror. Or not mirror, but I know what you mean. Like a best 2 out of 3 type matchup. Yeah, I don't know how they'd implement that. To be honest, the best way to do it is what other card games do. It's to have like a month-long queue, right? Like a large sample, play when you want, but you know it's not just a weekend, right? Just play when you want to, and just whoever ends up with the highest MMR gets there, right? That's the fairest way to do it. Is just like MMR at the end of everything. I don't know if they want to do that. It is a little more grindy, obviously, especially towards the end of whatever the period is. If you're trying to grind for it, but I don't have a great answer. I do kind of, part of me does like that it's just a weekend and like it doesn't take up too much time in the week. But yeah, Yoda, you're definitely right. If you go second and you're playing aggro, you almost have no chance, right? You need to be playing first. If you're playing control like I am here, then like you can play around it and play up to clears and save your pips and do it, and it's not as big a deal to go second. But if you're playing aggro and playing first, and having that tempo is an absolute necessity for sure. All right, I think I'm gonna call it for the night. Appreciate everyone for stopping by. I need to look. Do we have other GU streamers going today? I know I'm the last of TST. So this is the end of TS Tuesday. Thanks everyone for that. Appreciate it. Thanks Copper for the brain rain. Do we have anyone to send? Do we have anyone else who's streaming GU at the moment? Doesn't look like it, or at least no one I know of. All right. Yep. Appreciate everyone for playing the direct challenges versus me, for going through all the matchups with Magic. It's definitely a good time getting it all in before they finally nerf everything to oblivion. So happy TS Tuesday. Have a good night, everyone. Sign up for the TS tournament if you haven't. Reminder. You can find that in the Discord. I will do one last plug before ending it. So check out the TST Discord. You can go in there and sign up for our TS tournament. So definitely do that. It's coming up in a few weeks here, or in a couple weeks. So go in there if you haven't yet. You end up the way it's set up is you have to win with 2 separate distinct gods in each round in your best 2 out of 3. So hopefully it leads to a little bit more diversity in how people are playing. And there's no Genesis allowed, just to be a little more open to everyone since it isn't in IMX yet. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Appreciate everyone for stopping by.